Hey everybody out there. If you're like me and you've been listening to all the financial gurus lately, you know that everyone pretty much believes that the economy is going downhill fast. And even though they tell us everything looks good, we noticed that the Fed didn't raise the interest rates this month like they said they were going to, which can only mean that the economy isn't exactly going as well as they actually think it is. So, what can we do about this? If you're like me and you don't have a whole lot of money saved, then your primary savings may be in 401k with your company or an IRA if you have one. If you rolled over money from a former employer, then you may have that money still wrapped up in an IRA or a 401k. Today, we're going to talk about some things that you can do with that money to kind of protect yourself from the oncoming financial crisis that we're going to go through. So, you may be wondering what are some of the ways that we can protect ourselves from the Fed printing money like it's going out of style, which causes massive inflation, which devalues the money in your wallet, money in your savings account, money in your 401k, and your IRA. So, what can we do about it? Well, one of the things that many people agree on is you can buy precious metals and keep those, and they tend to hold their value because they have intrinsic value. They've been used as money for almost forever, right? Since we started trading. And you can keep those in a either under your bed, which may not be safe, or you can actually have it stored in a vault. And so you may be wondering, what am I going to do? I don't have money just laying around, right? A lot of Americans don't have savings. Most of us carry a lot of debt. So what can I do? Well, it turns out that they have IRAs that you can buy precious metals and hold them in your account. What actually happens is you will buy the precious metals from a broker, and then they will send the gold or silver or whatever to a private storage, say Brinks or whoever you choose. You can actually choose where it's stored. You can store it here in the United States or abroad, whatever, it doesn't matter. And so one of the things that you can do is create a new IRA that stores precious metals. You can open an account with one of the companies that I'm going to show you here in a second and have the precious metals shipped to a private vault, or you can, if it's not out of your IRA or 401k, you could actually have it shipped to your house and keep it under your bed, which may not be the safest thing, but you could do that if you want. A lot of you may be saying, well, I have my 401k, but I'm still working with my current employer, and I don't think they'll let you withdraw your money before you retire. And that's true. What you can do is you can roll the money over, like up to 80%. If you're with Fidelity and you're fully vested in your 401k, you could actually roll over about 80% of the value of your 401k into a new IRA. And you could, if you do it with one of the companies that I'm going to tell you about, you can actually store that value in precious metals. So if you have a former employer's 401k that you haven't rolled over yet, or IRA, you could actually roll that money over into a precious metals IRA as well. And how that's going to work is you will basically open a new account. You'll go online and you'll find one of the companies that sell gold and silver, either bullion or coins, however you want to do it. And then they will actually ship the gold and silver to your private storage vault, and you will keep it there. And basically, the custodian of your IRA will keep track of the value of the IRA until you become retired or whatever, and then you can start withdrawing it. So you may say, well, that sounds like it's probably expensive, right? Well, it's not as expensive as you might think. Private storage, if you go to the right companies, charge about 6 basis points for what they call segregated or allocated storage. So segregated storage is where you have your particular coins separated from everyone else's, right? And it's a little bit more expensive. It's 8 basis points of the value of your precious metals at the time that you buy them, right? And that it continues to go up as, up and down with the price of gold and silver. So basis points is basically 0.08% of the value of your coins or your gold bullion or whatever. So what does that mean? So for every $10,000 worth of value in your account, you're going to pay about $8 for the storage of that. So that's segregated storage. That means you want to keep your particular gold and silver separate from everyone else's, right? But if you don't mind not getting the exact gold coins or silver coins that you purchased, then you can do what they call allocated storage, which is a little bit cheaper. It's 6 basis points as opposed to 8 basis points. So another option is to just keep all your gold and silver kind of bunched with everyone else's, but they still keep track of like how much you would put in there. So your stuff is still safe. You'll pay a little bit less for the storage. So every month you'll pay $6 for every 10,000 you have stored. And you may be saying, well, that kind of sucks, right? I'm paying for someone to store, whereas now in my 401k, with my company, I don't necessarily pay anything, right? But so the deal there is, right, you're getting actual value, gold and silver, right, with no counterparty risk. So obviously you're not going to get interest off of this. But however, as gold and silver prices go up, the value will be in the account. It'll keep going up as the price of gold and silver go up. So that's the other thing about that. And so you may think, well, why do I get interest from my savings account if I'm keeping money in my savings account? Well, the reason that they do that is because there's risk, right, involved. For example, inflation. So they may pay you 2%, right, a year on your money, but what's inflation, like 2 or 3%? So really you're just getting the same out as you put in 3 years. So that's not really a good deal, except you obviously need some savings for emergency situations. So it's good to keep some extra savings there in case you need it. But anyway, I digress. Going back to the gold and silver storage. So I'm going to paste some links for the storage that I use, and I'm not getting any money from these storage places that I use for putting their name on the video, but I just like to show people what I've found myself. So hopefully that helps you out. And what they recommend is about 10% of your total wealth to keep in precious metals, and I think that's a pretty good goal. And I have a chart here that I'll share, courtesy of another investor advisor, I guess, that I've seen on YouTube and otherwise. But anyway, if you use one of these companies, good for you. I commend you for it, for taking action. Not just accepting the falling value of the dollar and all the devaluation in your savings and in checking accounts, and taking action. So that's the best thing, I think. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks.